All right, let's see if I can make it through a video without coughing. I don't know where that came from. Anyhow, take number 2. I recently rewatched Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth with James Mason, Pat Boone, Arlene Dahl. Why am I bringing that up? Well, because I think that this is a great inspirational movie for your kind of classic dungeon delvey type stories in your tabletop RPG. Why do I say that? Well, it has a lot of the tropes and plot beats and everything like that that you might find in such an adventure. They find out about somebody's journey down into the ground in an old journal. They track down the location, a fissure in a volcano, that kind of thing. They then get all of their delving equipment, and then descend into this pit in the ground where they come across all sorts of strange environments, dangers, riddles will even say they're following somebody's lead, trying to track down that information, all sorts of stuff like that. They have to decipher symbols and find symbols. And there's even some critters that they have to face off against. And I think it could be a hugely inspirational film for you when looking at planning your dungeon delves, because it has lots of very cool environments and puzzles and traps and things like that that they come across during the course of the thing. And I think it really gives you some cool mood to work with. I remember the first time I saw this, it was under the strange circumstances that I sometimes saw films when I was a younger lad. I used to borrow tapes from my dad. He would record 2 or 3 movies on a VHS off of like AMC back when they were a good channel before they had ads, or HBO or whatever. And you would sometimes just find remnants of other movies on the back end of the tape because the tape had run its course overnight at some point, whatever. That's how I saw, I think I have it right here. Yes, that's how I saw the Ursula Andress version of She, which took me years to track down because I only saw the middle of the movie. And I was fascinated by it, but I didn't know what it was called. All I knew is that Peter Cushing was in it and Ursula Andress was in it. And it took me years to find it, but I did. I found it, and it was a pretty cool movie. Anyway, I saw this on a tape like that, and I saw it in the middle of the night. I was up way too late, as I sometimes would be. And it was probably 2 a.m., and I was watching this movie, and 2 a.m., you're like 12 years old, 13 years old. It's 2 a.m., you're watching a movie, and something like this, it was transporting, which I think is a great thing that a movie can be. And it really, I don't know, it sucked me in to this strange underground world. And ever since it's had a soft spot in my heart. I've kept a soft spot in my heart for it, and I return to it and find new things in it every time. And this time, as I was watching it, because I think I have had Dungeon Crawl Classics on the mind, I've watched a lot of stuff recently about Shadow Dark, and I've just been thinking about that kind of play, that kind of style of game. It really reminded me of this movie, and as I was watching it, it reminded me of all of that. I think that, well, you could do worse than tracking down a copy of this and watching it. I'm lucky to have it physically. I do think it's available streaming, possibly on Disney, even though I don't think this is a Disney movie. Who knows? As the rights change back and forth between all these companies, who knows who owns what. But worth checking out, especially if you're looking for inspiration. The salt caves in this are phenomenal. That whole sequence I just think is fantastic. And I think that if I run a dungeon delve adventure coming up and there are any kind of natural caves involved, I think the salt tunnels and the salt caves are going to make it in there because they're just too cool. Anyhow, check out Journey to the Center of the Earth. It's really good. This is my favorite version of Jules Verne's book turned into a movie. This is my first favorite adaptation. I have a weird fondness for the not that good Brendan Fraser film. I enjoyed it. It's goofy. And there's actually I want to say Polish version from the 60s or 70s, something like that. And I should have thought to look it up beforehand, and I can't. But that was actually pretty good. But this is my favorite version, and well worth checking out. So, until next time, enjoy movies and the inspiration that they can have. Take care.